Good morning, welcome. Thank you once again for joining me on another edition of the Torah Delight podcast. As usual, we'll be using parsha for Malach Bidman, and I'm also going to use Mekach Tov. There's some nice ideas in Mekach Tov, so I just want to share them with you. So without further ado, let's start. So it's Parshas Chayei Sarah. So towards the end of the Sedra, we have an interesting idea. It says, V'yetze Yitzchak l'surch b'soda. This famous song by, I think, remember Roth, and it's a famous song, and he quotes from the Baal Shem Tov about davening the schus of davening mincha. I'm not going to go into that song, but the idea is the importance of mincha. So it says, "Ma'aloson shel tefilas mincha." He says the ma'ala of tefilas mincha. He says in the parsha we learn in Perek Chaf Dalet pasuk Samach V'yetze Yaakov l'such b'soda l'fnos erev. Yaakov went out into the fields to daven, the such of davening, l'fnos towards evening. So kosu kliyaka, he brings down the kliyaka. Kliyaka says that Chazal say, Lomdu mikan sheyitzchok tikkun tefilas mincha shehu l'fnos erev. That it would let Chazal learn out the Yitzchok's mesachin tefilas mincha which is towards the evening. Mikan somach loma she'omru la'olam yaz ish b'tefilas mincha. They learn out from here that a person should be careful about tefillas mincha. Every tefillah is important, but they stressed tefillas mincha. Why? Because mincha shechen Eliyahu lonen elab tefillas mincha. Eliyahu Novi was only answered by tefillas mincha, or straight away by tefillas mincha. So this is v'avapish Avraham Yitzchak tiknu kam tefillas shachris avis. Even Avraham and Yaakov were mesaken tefillas shachris and avis. Mekamakim lo matzin shenena take it from miyad. We don't find that they were answered immediately and straight away. But with mincha we find that Yitzchak was answered straight away. How do we know this? It's a svara, because that the Yitzchak went to the field and he was davening that Eliezer should be matzliach to find a wife for himself. And he davened the Shet Shir that he should find the Tov Yoshi Bein. He davened that Hashem should lead Eliezer in the right way to find someone who's roy and fitting for him. Or miyad, there's a pas miyad kasher siyam tefillah, and immediately, as soon as he'd finished davening, what happened? Omra Torah, the Yisa Einav. He lifted up his eyes. Sheharim Einav, Shahari B'Shal Tefillah. So let's say Eina Lamata. State about davening. A person should put, when he davens, he should have his eyes face downwards. So the Yisa Eina means he'd finished davening. He lifted that, and what happened? He lifted up his eyes, and what happened? V'yah, he saw Shenan Miyat, he was answered immediately. Shahar Rov, Ene Gemalim Bon, he saw the camels were coming. Noisinus Baszuka carrying his intended bride. Arkein Ifli Chazal, therefore Chazal stressed, but Malas Tfilas Mincha Kim the Chazina Bekara, they stressed the mila of Tfilas Mincha, Kim the Chazina Bekara, Tfilas Mincha, and then it's taken Miyad. That we see from Eliyahu Novi, we see from Yitzchak, that Tfilas Mincha was answered straight away. And that's the schus of Tfilas Mincha. When none is taken from Miyad, the cost of Oid Arkein ain't Tfilas to take. And we see brings down Rabbi Yonatan Abishitz brings down on Bamid by Korach. It says that Moshe Rabbeinu was worried, and he said, "Al Tefen Min Chosom." Don't turn towards it. Daven to Hashem. Don't towards al minchosam. Is minchosam over there means their gift offerings. But it's meramas to all the tefillahs are meramas to kabbonos. So the idea is he's asking don't daven toward, don't take their mincha, their tefillas mincha, their present of mincha. He asked the kasha, what's the problem that what Moshe Rabbeinu had to daven that Hashem wouldn't accept minchosam, their present, their tefillah? Korach was mechalak on Hashem v'Mashiach. And on Moshe Rabbeinu's appointment, why was Moshe Rabbeinu worried that the tefillahs would be answered? Koicha Shem Mincha. He says that's the koich of Mincha. Shafi the Rishoyim is cabinet tefillos zu. Even Mincha has such a koich. Even Rishoyim the tefillos are answered, and therefore that's what he was worried about. But Hoysiv the Farish Yitzchak Kedu who connected midas hagavur of a din, and he adds weiter. I'm saying ה&nbsp adds weiter that he says Yitzchak was known as connected minchas gavur of a din. The middle of Gevurah and Din, the who tikkun tefillas mincha, and that was the Masakim at tefillas mincha. Kafila midas hadin misratzis b'mincha. Even tefillas din can misratzis can turn to midas rachman, can change midas hadin. That's important. Every tefillah is important. And he brings down weiter from the Torah. This is beautiful. What's the Okay, we just said mincha is important. What's the thing? What's the big deal about why is mincha so important? Now the other tefillahs, it says the Omer of Chelbai, Omer of Honi. The Torah brings down the Gemara of Chelbai. Omer of Chab, Omer of Hona, L'oidim Yizai, Odom Ketfilas Mincha. Religious person should be careful to the Mincha. Why? Shahari Nena Eliyahu Ela Tfilas Mincha. We quoted before. Eliyahu was only answered by Tfilas Mincha. Shnema says when Malachim Vihi Ba'alos Mincha Vihi Gashe Elo Batam. What's the reason? Mivnei Shit Tfilas Hashacha Zamana Yidu Baboika. When Tfilas Shachas is in the morning, Bekoma Mitasai gets up from his bed, Mispalo Miyad. He's like, okay, Shachris, daven before he goes to work and has tidus all the day. Okay, the Kensha Erev Belayla, and same, so the evening tefillah, Zamana Yedua, it's by night, Bavod Beisa, he's finished his work, who upon him ask when he's not involved in his work anymore. So he can daven Shachris, Mincha, Ma'ariv, Avol Mincha. What's the mile of Mincha? Shehu be'emsa. It's in the middle of the day. Be'emsa hayayim. Ba'oid shehu torah b'asokov. And he's still busy in his work. Sorech lashum oisum elibai. He needs to put that aside with lifnois mikol asokov. And he needs to run to shul in the middle of a working day and put his mind aside. The spalaloisa, even though he's got davening, even though he's in the middle of his work. Since it's not so easy to do this, and he still does it, he still wants to have mincha. So therefore, that's why mincha has a great sukkos. I want to say a few more vertlich from Mekach Tov. Some very interesting ideas. So he quotes, everyone knows the beginning of the Sedra, V'yi Chayei Sarah Me'er Shon V'esrim Shona V'sheva Shon V'shin Chayei Sarah. So famous Rashi, Kulam Shavim L'Tova. Everyone knows the famous Rashi. They're all Shavim L'Tova. So the Chayra. So Rashi says near the MC Shavim Madu. So Sarah lived 175 years. Kuf Ayin Hey Shona Kamei Bala Avram. Sorry. So he asked Hashem, Sarah lived 127 years. So the question is, why didn't she live as long as Avraham Avinu? That's the question. So he brings down from this is brought down the Yerush Shlomo, and he quotes the Yalkut that the Ben Memches Shona Hik Avraham, that it took Avraham Avinu when he was 48 recognized Hashem. The Kaim along Gersh in this guy gotten Shenoda Domi, and we say Gersh in this guy, a ger who does who's Megaya, who becomes Jewish, is Kakotan Shenoda Domi. It's like he's been born. So Ninshin Nachsum Shnoisam Avram Memcha Shona. So it's like Avram Avinu is taken away 48 years. Hayov Oz Nasa Kotan Shenoda Mechodosh. So if you take out 175 years, you take away from 175 Memcha Shona, you're left with Kufchan's 127 years. 127 years, yeah. So Nimshish Avram Chabedik Mispashon. So it comes out that Avram Avinu lived the same amount Sarah. But how do we know that maybe Sarah also recognized Hashem from a much later stage, so therefore it doesn't work out. That's what Rashi says. Couldn't Shavan Latova. Even when she was born, straight away when she was born, already she recognized she was Makir B'nai Shalom, and there weren't any years, and therefore that's why it works out. They're not the same amount of years of Avram and Sarah. They lived the same years. So that's one idea. I want to say another idea. It says Avram Baba Yomim, Azom Zokim Baba Yomim. And Hashem Berachas Avram Bakar, Hashem blessed Hashem Bakar with everything, and then he called Eliezer and he sent him off to find a wife. It says in the Gemara of Vasra Daf Tavsein, it says Bas Hoila Avram Avinu had a daughter, and what was her name? Or Bakal Shema. So how do we know this from the pasuk? How does the pasuk know that? How does the Gemara know from this pasuk? Yesh lahaben eich meduzem pasuk. He learns it from this pasuk that Avraham Bakar is a daughter. So he brings it to Sefta in Bechoros Peizayin. It says if the imha of ein lo isha, if a father doesn't have a wife, and he's got a son who's also right to get married, then he's koden lebenai. When's that? That's dafka kashloi kiyama av mitzvah pirurivya she'ena ben abbas. That's dafka when he hasn't makana mitzvah pirurivya, when he hasn't got ben abbas. The nimsa pirurivya. Then what's pirurivya? Having a male and a female. Then he's first. Avin klakim pirurivya od benai koden. So over here, so this we learn out that he had his daughter. Sarah passed away, and then he sent his servant Eliezer to find a wife for Yitzchok. He also had to get married, but he was makdim his wife. He was makdim Yitzchok to get married first before him. Why? So it must be because he had a daughter. And Pirish Hoylo Gambas, he had a daughter, or Bakal Shema, and therefore he could say to a servant, you go and you arrange a serf for Yitzchak because I'm ready being yotz to the mitzvah pirurivya. And that's the Rad. That's when Imi Bina. Therefore he could send it first. This is a beautiful vort with Chatzam Sofer. I mean, well, this is beautiful. It says Vehi Kasha Kula. So Eliezer gave the camels to drink. Vayokom Ha'ish, and then Vikach Ha'ish Nezem, and he gives her the presents. So Chatzam Sofer asked beautifully. Kasha Loma Hikdim B'Mesinas Tachshitim Al Sheshotzakan. Why did Eliezer wait? He saw the water rising up. Why did he wait till the camels had drunk? Why did he? He saw the nets. He said this must be the one. Why did he wait? Why did the drinking have to do with it? He brings the Ramban, the Hamedrash, that the Gemara. He brings the Medrash in the Rambam Chavdal Elam Beis. The Hamedrash the Gemara shel Eliezer Hayi Kachamoyer shel Reb Pinchas ben Yoy. That the camels were like the same, like the asses of the animals of Pinchas ben Yoy. Shahaya Niz, what was the mile of the animals of Pinchas ben Yoy? Asuris. They were careful not to eat from Machanim Asuris or from stolen property. And we know, we know that Messiah, something that a cotton finds, belongs to the father. But that comes out, that the water that Rivka was giving belonged to Basul. So he says, how can it be? But he was just, how could these camels drink without permission? Without permission b'shul? It should be Gezel. So there, from this, Don Eliezer, he saw that it must be the right one. Why? Since he saw the camels drinking, and the camels wouldn't have drunk if it had been Gezela, so he understood that definitely Basul would be masking to give this water to the camels, and to have this chus of marrying, that his daughter should marry Yitzchok. Therefore, the pasuk says, only after he saw the camels drinking, and they knew they wouldn't drink normally, he understood that the Basul would be masking to this deal, and therefore he would have allowed it to, he would have agreed to the water to the camels, and therefore and therefore it's definitely, this is the right shidduch for Yitzchak, and therefore nosanos and nezim, and then he gave her the nezim and the rings and the bracelets, and this is from the Chassam Sofer. I want to say one more thing from the Helik Kedusha's Levis Chus Yogan Aleini. It says, La'uchol ad shedibati dova. He says, I'm not able, Eliezer says, I can't speak, I can't eat till it's spoken. Why not? Because why didn't he want to eat before he'd spoken? So he says, the nearer Eliezer Kiddush, it's like Eliezer was coming to Mekadosh Rivka to B'shlichas Yitzchok, to do Kiddushin, and we know Chosam Yin Chapotza Asa Le'achayil. A Chosam Yin Chapotza he can't eat until he's made Kiddushin until after Kiddushin. Therefore, Eliezer, since he was the shliach, he was getting engaged, even though he wasn't. He was some shlichas. Therefore, Therefore, Amar Eliezer, Shelo yechel ad sheyidaber v'yikadesh es Rivka. He shouldn't eat until he's spoken in Mekadesh Rivka on behalf of Avram. I wish you a wonderful Shabbos. There's a beautiful parsha, there's so many beautiful nakudas. I hope that's enhanced your Shabbos. Thank you for listening. Please pass on and many ways and subscribe to our thing and comment. I think kosher Torah Delight podcast @gmail.com. I appreciate it. Thank you. Good Shabbos.